This is another one with Fun with Azure. This is Synapse Studio part 13 and sort of the second part of the Azure DevOps. Remember last time we looked basically at creating DevOps org and created a DevOps project. We installed a Synapse extension on that DevOps project to then actually create the dev resource group with the workspace. So this time I want to go about the icons here, the bullets here in red. So we're going to explore the DevOps project that we generated. Then we're going to configure it within the dev workspace to be used then, right? Then we add a master and a feature branch, and this is actually being done as you configure it. We create a sample script and commit it, and basically on our way then to really use this stuff, right? And obviously we still have to create the QA workspace with the we did create the resource group already, and I'm going to show you that, but we still have to do that one. So let me really go through the slides. Again, this is done here in the Manage Hub in the Synapse Studio, and we also going to look a bit into the project. So let me go over here real quick into the DevOps project, but let's start here. So the resource groups, this is what I generated last time. So we have a Dev Synapse Fun with Azure resource group. I currently have only Synapse Workspace and a storage account in here. Normally you would have a key vault in here as well, but I did not set this up yet, but could easily be added. The QA, as mentioned, is still empty, and obviously you would also have a production, but the concepts are important. So I feel like even just with a QA, the concepts make sense to be shown that way. So let's go into the QA Synapse Fun with Azure resource group, and then click on that one here. I basically want to launch that project, which I already have open somewhere else, I guess, but that's okay. So let's bring this up, and then just for purposes of completeness here, this is basically part 12 where I kind of start with this, so it makes really sense if you watch this first before you watch this one. We close that, and before we start working a bit more here in our Synapse Fun with Azure workspace, let us have a look at this one here. So remember, this is the organization that I set up last time, right? And down here we have the organization settings, right? And then I click here on Fun with Azure Synapse, and then down here you have the project settings. And I think it's important to have some basics on these projects. Also, one thing I want to point out, last time when I generated this project or created this project, right? I didn't cover the advanced section of the generation. So there is like a process setting, and by default, DevOps uses a basic, right? So when you click on that basic here and click here, I believe, let's see. Then there's actually further selections that you can make. It's actually when I click all processes. So currently basic, which is the default, but you may want to go agile or scrum. Those are typically the more common ones in my area. For now I leave it at basics, but just so you know, this is where you can change this after you created a project. I see this quite frequently, that I have to change settings on a project that I didn't create. So this is the place where you need to go for this. Okay, so now let me get back here, go to overview, and this is the organizational setting. I do not want to be there. So Fun with Azure, and then project settings, and I'm back in that setting here. So the other important thing next to the process, obviously the name, right, description, yada yada, but the process, and then this one here, visibility, right? So last time I basically set this up as an enterprise project, which means everyone in the organization has access to this by default. So I'm going to make this private now because, some of this internally may need to be private, right? So now you actually have to specifically grant access to those folks who you want to collaborate with this. But it's either private or enterprise. In a corporate environment, it's kind of seldom that I see it public. But of course, for open source type of projects, you have it public. So maybe these two settings are the more important ones. You have a lot of other stuff in here: permissions, notifications. It would definitely be useful to check this out at some point, but my focus here is more around the Synapse Studio, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. But obviously, you can do that. So that's that. So okay, we have basically the project. We have one repo right now, same as the project name, right? We talked about this last time. Because remember, right, for CI/CD, we need to have a repo, right? Which is the starting point then to bring all the code together, and then from there we build and release it out to a QA or a production workspace, right? So let's go back to the project here, to the workspace, and then let's go to manage, right, and git configuration. And this is now where we start the actual configuration. So we created a workspace and we created a project, and I wanna the repository type that I want to use is not GitHub. I want to do Azure DevOps Git, and this is my Active Directory. That's fine. So then I say cross-tenant sign-in. I don't think we need this here. Now, I'm not going to enable that. But just so you know, there's an option for it. And then select repository, use repository link. So let's see what's in here. Now, configure repository. Let me check this out. Yeah, this is not that one. This is... let me see if I find. Oops. Yeah. That was my alert. So let me switch this off. Let me go here. So this is basically the DevOps organization. And remember, is that visible from the other slide? I think it should be like A10154. Is it that one? Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Then project name, fun with Azure Synapse, right? That's the project name. And then the repository name. Okay, so we're gonna use the same repo name, and then we have the collaboration branch here. Okay. Collaboration branch. We want to create new, and we call it the master. So typically that's the collaboration branch is called master, but you can customize this to your needs. Then we have a publish branch, which is typically worked like the way it is there. But like I said, this can all be heavily customized, so you don't have to really go with those options here. Import resources into this branch, and I'm gonna go with all these settings here. Import existing resources to repository. Seems all okay, so I hit apply. So behind the scenes now, it's obviously a handshake, doing a handshake with our project. So once this is done, we should be connected and can get going here. So let's trying to switch off my phone here as I'm getting alerts. Okay, so we have that. So this is still in progress. Let's see. and it may take a bit, but it did it now. Repo connected successfully, right? And then right after it's connected, it gives us this selection here, right? Set working branch, create new, use existing. And since I just created this master, remember, I'm gonna use that for now and say save. But I do not want to publish into master, right? So now we're connected here, right? So we're basically override we're not using live mode no more, and we could disconnect from that repository. Then you're in live mode, then you're back in live mode again, right? So let's go out of here. Let's go into the home. Let's go over here. And then you see here, it says here the master branch. And just to contrast this, so here I'm with that workspace, I'm now in that Git mode. And then here I'm in live mode, right? This is another workspace. I just wanted to demonstrate the different look. Also, even there's validate all and publish all with the live mode, right? And publish this, well, there's still a publish here, and there's also a commit, right? So this still, but there's now a commit, and over here there is no commit, right? In a live mode. So there's some differences when it comes to the menu, but and you know that all makes sense. So let's go. We have data, we have the workspace. So one other thing that I want to do now, now that we have a master branch, and let me go over real quick to the project, because I want to see how this looks over here. Now that we're connected, see here the repos are there. Now we have all these files, credentials, integration runtime, and see 2 minutes ago. Okay. We can add a new branch here, and I'm gonna do that just in a sec. Right. So this is a repo. And then we have branches within the repo, right? And we generated a master branch. And soon I'm going to generate a feature branch to demonstrate that. So I could generate that feature branch here in DevOps, right? With new branch. I'm not going to do it here though. I'm going to do it in Synapse Studio because that's a more realistic scenario. I just want to browse around a little bit, look at these files, linked services, what I have here, and you can see here history, compare. I mean, this is our first type of deployment, so there isn't a whole lot to see. There's a graph, there's a commit, that's all good. The pushes, 3 updates, okay. And obviously there's that one branch, right? Okay, here's my name. Here's when it did occur or author date. Okay, so lots of stuff here. So let's go back. And like I said, let's go here and say new branch, right? So this is the alternative way. And then let's say feature branch. And, you know, let's call it 001. And then I want to base this on the master branch, right? You could change this as well. If there's another branch, you could actually base it on something else. But for now, just do it that way. So now we have also a feature branch. So let me go back to the branches here, and if I refresh, the feature branch is there, right? So that's all good. You see here, you know, behind a hat, so 0 and 0. So meaning is this feature branch in terms of commits is identical to the master because it's 0 behind and 0 ahead, right? So, and obviously as we start committing stuff to that feature branch, this is going to change. So we have the feature branch 001 here. So let me now go to develop. And just for the giggles, I'm gonna generate a script here. Actually, let me, well, the script is fine. Test script 101. And obviously that doesn't make a whole lot of sense here. That would not run. Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to click on this one. Test script. Okay, let me do that. And then what I want to do real quick, and I know we're hitting way too much time here already, but I go to manage, I go to Apache Spark pools. We may need to do this next time, given that the time already. So let me do this. So I have a SQL script here, right? And then let me add a notebook as well. And then let me just put one line of code in here. Print hello Synapse. Okay, and then that's pretty much it. So obviously you could add a lot more here and stuff. So let's see now. Now we basically did two things, and I'm simulating that this is a lot of scripts now and a lot of code. Now I'm ready to basically push this to my feature branch. So validate all, commit all, undo, commit. So obviously if I hit commit all of these changes are going to be committed. If I want to do it a bit more selective, then I can go here, and then I can kind of do it partially. Obviously I can't run it right now because I don't have a Spark pool set up. Okay, that's all fine. So I'm gonna do a commit all for now. Okay, and successfully committed to the Git repository. Okay, so now let's go back. And this is not updated yet, so let me update this over here. So if I update this, I see I'm one ahead now, obviously. So I go into my feature branch, and then I can see link services notebooks, right? This is new, and obviously the name isn't great and everything, but see, this is the way it's presented here. And somewhere in here you would find the Hello Synapse or whatever we were using. I think here down here, Hello Synapse. And then I'm not sure if I used anything with the SQL script. I think I did, but so this is that. Well, I need to go into here and here. Okay. And that is that. So we were able to push it out. So obviously there's a lot more than that now can be done here. But so this is working and set up. Thanks for watching. Talk soon again. Cheers, guys.